This video is going to be a lot shorter than my usual ones. I'm just coasting on a wave of nostalgia and felt compelled to do this. Instead of talking about bad Kickstarter games, we're going to be talking about lost media, which has grown quite a bit in popularity recently. Unlike a lot of the fake lost media that Twitter has been crapping out recently, we're talking about something that existed, and not only did it exist, it was provided to us by Capcom. Back in the early aughts, my brother and I were big Resident Evil fans, so much so that we would go on ResidentEvilFan.com, and we had our ear to the ground on all things local and nefarious. We followed the development of Resident Evil Online very closely. I mean, as closely as two 10-year-olds in North America could follow the game, but whatever. Eventually, REO Online got turned into REO Outbreak, and went on to be a game that games media at the time didn't really have a strong opinion of one way or another, but went on to garner a sequel and a cult following that Capcom likes to tease relentlessly without giving any sort of substantial offerings outside of off-screen references in other games. Around the time that Outbreak came out, there was a Flash site for Resident Evil, and this Flash site had a Flash game, and this Flash game is the subject of our video. I was feeling nostalgic and tried to find this game, but there's hardly any trace of it left. I couldn't find any video or screenshots or nothing. My only recollection is that it was a mini-map type of game where you were looking at an orange grid view of the street, and you could play as Mark, Cindy, or Kevin. It was like a choose-your-own-adventure type of game, and I remember having the option to choose between going down an alleyway or going through the sewers to escape zombies. This isn't like some amazing video game by any stretch of the imagination, but I have way too much free time and wanted to see if I can bring this game to life again. The only thing I found to show I wasn't crazy was a Reddit post by Joseph Sticks Davis looking for the same game. Here's what Mr. Sticks Davis had to say on the matter.
Seeing cops and civilians running around in the R3 Make trailer reminded me of Outbreak. I can recall an Outbreak web browser game from 2004-2005. You played as either Kevin, Mark, or Cindy as little square sprites on a 2D map of Raccoon City. It was a choose-your-own-adventure as you tried to escape the city. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I've tried searching online for Resident Evil Outbreak web browser game and all related terms, but I can't seem to find anything on it. Edit. I found some more information on it. It was on Capcom's site around that time period. Resident Evil Outbreak minigame. Looks like it was Flash-based. I used web.archive.org to find it, but it doesn't look like there's any way to play it.
And sure enough, he posts the link to his findings below. When I first tried to load the page, it told me Flash Player 6 was required to load it. Since Flash was killed off a few years ago, I wouldn't have been able to run it properly if I wanted to. I found a Flash Player plugin for Chrome, and that seems to have gotten me a little further. Now the HUD loads for the game, but nothing else seems to load. I tried going to www.capcom.com/outbreak on the Wayback Machine instead of www.capcom.com/outbreak/minigame to see if there was anywhere on the page to maybe download the assets for the minigame, and other than getting punched in the chest with nostalgia through this page here, I couldn't really find anything else to work with. So that's kind of where my search for this thing ends. I'm going to keep messing around with it and see if I can uncover the rest of the files and get it into a playable state, but I figured it would be worth making a video about to see if maybe somebody knows more than I do. I figured this wouldn't really be something I could go to the Lost Media Wiki for, since it's just me and Joseph Sticks Davis looking for it. Maybe I'm a little naive in how all this works, but I figure if we got at least the HUD showing up, maybe someone smarter than me can see if the rest of the game is hidden on here somewhere, and see if maybe Flash being dead is the main thing messing with it or not. I don't really know. If you remember this game, tell me about it. If you don't remember but are a fan of Outbreak, let me know that too. And if you don't remember the Flash game and you don't like Resident Evil Outbreak and you've made it this far into the video, tell me why you're still here, I guess. If anyone knows how to go about finding the rest of the game, I would love to hear it.